with me. I love the ones I want to love. I love my children. Most of the time. No, all the time. I love my children. They're my own flesh and blood. They're my precious gifts from God. I love my wife, which is a safe thing to say during Valentine's week. I would not have loved my wife if she didn't like me or was mean to me back in high school. Although there were a few times back in chemistry class, and I can tell you about that after church tonight. I would not have loved my wife if we didn't have similar interests. I would not have loved my wife if she had absolutely no interest in me whatsoever. But we do have similar interests. And she's just as fun and energetic and spunky now as she was back in high school when I first met her at Wisconsin Lutheran High School. And amazingly, she even liked me back then. So she loves me, and I love her. And I love my friends. I never enjoyed hanging out with those who were mean or were bullies back through all the school days. I love those who understand who I am, who get me. I feel like I've always been a loyal and a faithful friend, and I've done that with people who have returned that sentiment back to me. Those who have lost touch with me, well, I've kind of lost touch with them. I love my friends, I love my family, I love my coworkers. But I avoid those who cause me problems. And I peer through the blinds of my house, scowling at my neighbors who stop at my lawn with their dog to use the facilities. And I don't trust those who don't tell the truth. And I remove from my life, or from my generation and below, the worst thing ever. I unfriend on Facebook those who have gone off the deep end. You see, love for others starts with me, and I love those who love me back. The problem is, that's not what Jesus teaches us. If you've been following along the last few weeks, this is actually the fourth week in a row that we hear in the Gospel from Jesus' very famous Sermon on the Mount. And if you were here last week and heard his Sermon on the Mount section, we took a brutal bashing from the Lord. His teaching about lust and anger and hatred and unwholesome talk left us feeling so guilty and miserably terrible about ourselves. It left us very thankful for the forgiveness that he gives us. So after 4 straight weeks of hearing from Jesus preaching in this Sermon on the Mount, you could say that an ending to this section he's preaching about godly living comes in the last verse today. If you want to follow along as we look, it's on page 6 in your service folder. This is what Jesus says at the very end. Be perfect, therefore, as your heavenly Father is perfect. Last week we saw how miserably far we fall short of that. Well, this week Jesus is not done teaching us about what God expects. And this week it has to do with love. So let's look at what Jesus says. Here's what he says today. You have heard that it was said, eye for eye and tooth for tooth. But I tell you, do not resist an evil person. If someone strikes you on the right cheek, turn to him the other also. And if someone wants to sue you and take your tunic, let him have your cloak as well. If someone forces you to go 1 mile, go with him 2 miles. Give to the one who asks you, and do not turn away from the one who wants to borrow from you. So what do you do? Or for most of us, what did we do when the schoolyard bully pushed you around? What do you do when your coworker or your neighbor continually harasses you? What do you do when your ex won't pay child support or alimony? What do you do when you get in a minor fender bender and the other driver wants to sue your pants off to get rich quick? What do you do when someone erupts in anger in your face? What do you do in all of these life situations that come up before you? Well, we know what we would do, right? Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. That's what we operate by. So if someone pushes me, I'm going to rough them up back. In fact, some parents teach their children. If someone punches you at school, you knock them out cold and teach them a lesson. What do you do when someone borrows money and never pays you back? Well, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. You're never going to see one red cent from me ever again. If someone sues me, I'm going to countersue them back. If someone abuses me or takes advantage of me at work, and takes advantage of the fact that I'm an honest worker and works me double time but pays me the same as someone else, well, then I'm going to put up such a hissy fit with the HR department or secretly sabotage the company that they'll learn their lesson never to do that to me ever again. This is how we operate in this world. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. And yet that's not what Jesus says. Jesus says if someone strikes you, turn the other cheek. If someone sues you for your shirt, give them your coat too. If someone forces you to go 1 mile, just go 2 miles with them instead. Every time someone shows anger to you, repay it with love, Jesus says. This is hard to do. Some of you might be scratching your head thinking, Jesus, how in all of the world am I going to do this? This seems impossible. But he's still not done teaching us about love. Here's what he goes on to say. You have heard that it was said, love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I tell you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. How do you feel about terrorists who plant bombs and hijack planes? How did you feel the day after September 11th when you saw video footage of Muslims in the Middle East cheering at the carnage in our country? How do you feel about the neighbor or the coworker who always gives you a hard time? Whatever your color of skin may be, how do you feel about people of a different color who hate you just because of yours? How do you feel about people who are trying to squeeze Christianity out of our country? Do you love those who hate you? Do you love your enemies? Even pray for your enemies? Well, maybe this is where we draw the line, right? Last week, we heard Jesus' words, and that was very hard for us to swallow, but we know Jesus was right. Get rid of the lust, get rid of the anger, get rid of the unwholesome talk. But this week, I mean, come on, Jesus. Love my enemies, love my ex, love the person who hates me, love the person who sues me or wants to steal from me, love the person who wants to blow me up with a bomb, love them, pray for them. How am I supposed to do that? Do you see how Jesus' teaching is completely contrary to who we are and how we think and how we are wired as people? Why in all the world, I think, would I forgive someone who wrongs me or takes advantage of me or puts his hands on my children? How could I forgive a drunk driver that kills my family member? How could I forgive an abuser who puts their hands on my wife or my kids? How could I forgive a terrorist that wants to destroy my family and me and my country? But do you hear what I continue to say tonight? How could I? Why would I? Why should I? You see, the problem with Jesus' teaching that I have is not so much the loving the enemies. The problem I have with Jesus' teaching is how much I love myself. Let's be honest. We want to be angry with people because that anger that we have burning inside is sometimes so satisfying. And if someone hurts someone close to me, if someone ever lays a hand on my children, I would cuss them out, I would hate them, I'd even kill them, because that vengeance is so sweet. And if someone sues me, I'm going to counter-sue back for twice as much, teach them a lesson, and even make a little money on the side. If someone doesn't give me back what they borrow from me, fine. They'll never get anything again because I have to take care of myself and my things first. Me, my, mine, I. I will never love the way Jesus teaches, be that my enemies or anyone else, if I always love myself first. Love for others does not start with me. I've been horribly wrong, because if I think love for others starts with me, then I'm really not loving at all. That's false love that just fails. But friends, Jesus' love, that never fails. You see, the amazing thing about Jesus is that he not only teaches us how to love and about loving enemies, he actually followed through and did it. And I'm sure collectively we could cite dozens of examples. All the times that Jesus was patient with those Pharisees who tried to entrap him, or the time that he walked right through that crowd that was trying to push him off a cliff in his own hometown, or all of his careful, patient, last-minute warnings to Judas before his friend betrayed him. But when we see Jesus' ultimate love, even for enemies, is finally in his passion in Holy Week. Good Friday is when we see Jesus' love like we could never possibly fathom. Jesus was arrested and falsely accused and beaten and mocked and spit on and crucified. And yet the Bible says he went silently like a lamb to the slaughter. Jesus has all the power in the universe. He even made the universe. And yet he let those hateful people nail him to a cross. And what was the first thing he said on that cross? Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing. That's why Jesus was on that cross in the first place. Forgiveness. Forgiveness for his enemies. And that includes us. Because naturally, by nature and by action, we are separated from God. We are enemies to God. We defy him. We disobey him. That makes us enemies. And so for everyone who has sinned against him, for those who hated him, for those who mocked him as he was dying, for all enemies of God, for all sinners, Jesus went to that cross and laid down his life as a sacrifice to die and pay for sin. We can hardly even fathom love so great that Jesus would die for those who don't deserve it, that he would die for those who hate, that he would die for those who sin and disobey, and yet he did. How different Jesus' love is than ours. Our love is often so me-centered. It's selfish, self-interested, self-motivated. But here we see Jesus truly putting others, putting us first, himself second, as he laid down his life to die for enemies, to make them his friends. I've been wrong the whole time. Love for others does not start with me. Love for others starts with Jesus. Love for others starts with Jesus and his love for those who sin against him, because that teaches me how to love my enemies. Love for others starts with Jesus' never-ending love, because that teaches me to love and love and love more than I ever thought I could. Love for others always starts with Jesus. And when I follow Jesus, then I start to realize this is what God's children do. They love. Listen to what Jesus describes for us. Here's what he says. Verse 44. But I tell you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, that you may be children of your Father in heaven. When we show love to our enemies, when we show love to those who hate us and persecute us, we are showing that we are children of God, because God has shown this kind of love to all people, yes, even to sinners. Jesus goes on to say, he, God, causes his sun to rise on the evil and the good, and sends rain on the righteous and the unrighteous. God causes the sun to rise, the rain to fall on both believers and unbelievers. His love and generosity extends to all people, and as God's children, we can do the same. After all, Jesus says this in verse 46. If you love those who love you, what reward will you get? Are not even the tax collectors doing that? And if you greet only your brothers, what are you doing more than others? In other words, what would be so special if you say, well, I love my family, I love my friends? Jesus says, don't even unbelievers do that? If you welcome family into your home, what's so special about that? Unbelievers do the same thing. But other people don't love their enemies. They don't love those who wrong them. They don't love those who take advantage of them. They don't deal patiently with those who upset them and frustrate them. They don't leave vengeance and justice up to God. They don't put others' needs first. Other people don't do that, but you and I do. Why? Because Jesus and his love for enemies motivates us and moves us to do the very same. Love for others starts with Jesus. It's his never-ending love that teaches me how to love others too. It's his love for enemies that teaches me how to love enemies. It's his compassion that teaches me how to be compassionate. It always starts with Jesus. These last few weeks, this is now week 4, that we've been listening to Jesus' Sermon on the Mount. It has been rather difficult to hear. I'll give you a little pastor secret. Sometimes we say to each other, it's hard to preach on this sermon. There's so much law and so much guilt and so much sin. And then Jesus concludes by saying today, you heard before, be perfect as your heavenly Father is perfect. And that terrifies us because we know we haven't even been close. And yet day after day, as we fall at the feet of our God and plead, Kyrie eleison, Lord, have mercy. It's Jesus' compassionate love that forgives us day after day, that teaches us what real love is like. Love for others always starts with Jesus, the one who loved us beyond what we could ever fathom. God grant that his love fill our hearts and then spill from our hearts, both for friends and foes. Amen.